If you're new here, I'm Devin. I own Devin's Dog Sitting, which is a pet care company in Dover, New Hampshire. I talk all about my life as an entrepreneur and a new business owner and a dog mom and a pet mom. Just a millennial Gen Z cusp trying to figure out how to exist. This is my very first story time. I'm very excited to... Sorry, I just saw someone fall off their bike. I shouldn't laugh at that. He's fine. This is my very first story time, and it is all about my very first conference that I went to. I went in March of this year, 2023, which was just a few months ago, and I went to the National Association of Professional Pet Sitters Conference. Morning. I am running behind. Today I leave for the Pet Sitters Conference, and I'm currently sitting on the floor of my new apartment, so as you can see, we are not quite settled yet, but I haven't been staying here for the last 2 weeks, so it is what it is. But I'm headed off today to Louisiana. I'm very excited. I only know one person who's going, Nicole from Pet Pocketbook, and yeah, it should be really fun. Come along with me. I had no idea what to expect. I just knew that I wanted to take the plunge and do it, and I did, and it blew my mind. One thing that I need to remember for next year, and this is what I want to tell you guys if you're thinking of booking tickets, think about the tax year that you're buying your tickets in. I, for some reason, bought my tickets to the conference on January 1st instead of December 31st or any of the days before that, because that could have been a write-off in my first year of taxes. Lessons learned. I'm sweaty. I think I put it off so long because I was overwhelmed with all of the planning that would have to go into actually going to the conference. I think the most overwhelming thing was finding a hotel. Hotels are expensive. They're expensive everywhere, and I'm someone who has friends in a lot of cities, so I don't often pay for hotels. So that was a big expense for me and something that I just kept putting off because it was too intimidating. I knew that I didn't want to have to deal with Ubers to the conference center and back. I didn't want to be too far away where I couldn't just walk. Please do your research when you are going to new cities. I booked my hotel on Bourbon Street. If you know anything about New Orleans, it's that Bourbon Street is not conducive to a work conference. I did not have stepping over a pile of puke getting out of my cab on the way to the hotel on my NAPS conference bingo card, but it certainly was the first thing I did when I got out of the cab. I made it. So I am at my hotel. I'm exhausted, but people from the conference want to meet up, and I'm trying to work up the energy and desire to go do that. I'm gonna try. I changed my pants at least and changed my shoes, so that's like some sort of effort, right? I did my eyebrows kind of, and I put on mascara and some like lip oil, and I brushed my hair. What else can you ask from me after today? I've already stepped over a couple piles of puke since I got here, and I've only walked about one street since getting out of the cab, so can't wait. Let's go try this out. I ended up meeting up with Adriana from Shoreline Happy Paws in Connecticut. After dinner, we walked around and got $32 drinks on Bourbon Street, and she ended up coming back to my hotel to charge her phone, and I don't think she left until 2-ish. Oh no. No, this does not look good. Okay, I did it. I went out, and the humidity here is nuts. Like, I thought our humidity was bad. My hair looks wet, honestly. I went out and had fun, met people from the conference, had dinner with someone from the conference. She was so nice, so cool. We spent like the whole night just going around, getting some drinks, walking around Bourbon Street, which I don't know if I recommend that, but it's fun. My tongue is literally, this thing. This place is weird, you guys. But I'm proud of myself that I went out, because Yes, this is my skincare routine. Don't come for me. I'm not someone who normally would adventure out late at night, especially after traveling, to meet up with strangers who I've literally never talked to before. I have not really talked to anybody from this like National Association of Professional Pet Sitters. I just have never interacted with anybody from it. It was like complete going in blind. They just said they were out. They said I should come. I got there right as they left, and I posted like, I'm rounding the corner, and then like, I'm here, where are you guys? And they were like, we just left, we're coming back, stay where you are, which was just like so sweet. They were like, we're 30 seconds away. But I was like, no, go, like enjoy your night, whatever. But they came and we just had a nice time and hung out, talked and bonded over random stuff. And then we ran into some other pet sitters while we were just like walking around. Tomorrow, I don't have anything because I'm already CPR certified because they're doing the class in the morning, but I already have that certification, so I don't need to attend that. So I think I'm going to just explore, and I will bring you guys along. I will show you where I go. I am really into witches and magic right now, and so I'm trying to really embrace being in New Orleans with the voodoo that's around here. There's a shop called Hex that I really want to try. I get my palm read. But I'm excited, and then tomorrow starts registration for the conference and opening statements and everything, and then Saturday we really get into it. But it's a good thing that that's not tomorrow because it is almost 2 a.m. Central Time, which is almost 3 a.m. Eastern Time. So I should go to bed. Good night.
Luckily, the next day I was able to take it pretty easy, including this footage of me pretending to be asleep so I could get this shot. Honestly, this footage is wild and I thought about cutting it out, but enjoy the next minute of me not understanding how anything in this hotel room worked.
All right, it's a late start today. That was so stupid. I got a double last night, so I got to keep the glass. My bangs will figure themselves out outside, hopefully. And by figure themselves out, I'm pretty sure I mean that they will quit. I think they've already quit, let's be real. Slow start today. I was up until 3 a.m. last night, so I don't know if I can be blamed. I keep looking at myself in the mirror and going, why am I so tired? I'm gonna go explore today. I have until about 3:30 to walk around, explore. I need coffee, I need food. I'm gonna go to a couple stores that I wanted to go to. I'm gonna walk around a bit. All this crap. I haven't been here that long and I've already like, I'm going to hopefully see less vomit this morning and less people will ask me for drugs.
It was such a gorgeous day, and I met up with Nicole, who works at Pet Pocketbook, but is also a client of mine. Shout out to Ruby. We had a great time exploring New Orleans.
We went to Cafe Marmont, where 3 young girls screamed the lyrics to Jax's Victoria's Secret over a karaoke microphone while we ate beignets, and honestly, I appreciated that. Eventually, it was time to head to the conference center so Nicole could set up the table for Pet Pocketbook. And that was the first time we all got together as attendees at the conference. And we walked around and looked at the different vendor tables that were there. There were all sorts, different software companies, hiring, scouting companies, pet wellness companies, business coaches, authors, all sorts of leading people in our industry, which was very cool to get to meet them. Some of them I had known online, some of them I had never known before. I was excited to meet Colin and Megan from Pet Sitter Confessional, which I have been listening to forever, and I think I name drop that podcast in every video I make, but it's that important. So it was nice to meet them. We listened to the president's remarks, we listened to some opening remarks from other people leading the conference, other people on the board who had put the conference together. There were a few other speakers that first day, but it wasn't a very long meeting that night, so they released us pretty early.
So we just finished up the first night with the registration and the first few talks. We heard a great talk from Fear Free and Pet something. I have to do research on it, but it was great. It was fun. People were interactive and laughing, and it was really fun.
I was so tired. I was just exhausted, especially from being out in the sun all day when I just wasn't used to that lately. It had really drained me. So I considered going to bed early and just relaxing, vlogging. I filmed a little bit.
I'm trying to see where my eye bags will show up the least. Like where I can put this light. I think there. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna get water. New Orleans, right? I don't know why I got that one. Someone at Roost last week, a customer had asked them, is the Chardonnay oaky? And she thought they said okay, but they said okay. Is the Chardonnay oaky? And she was like, yeah, it's oaky. This is so stupid. Anyway, day 1. Well, yeah, day 1. This was technically day 1. Really, the first half of the day was a pet tech CPR first aid course. I got my certification, how long ago now? I don't even know, a while ago. There are also drummers outside, like a full drumming, I think it's children. A drum corps? I don't know. I'm sure you can hear it in the background. I got my pet tech certification a couple months ago, so I did not have to go today, or I did not opt to go today because I already have it. So I got to just kind of walk around today, and I explored the French Quarter. I went to Hex, which is a witch, old world witchery. I'm looking at the thing, but it's funny because it's all from Salem, Mass, so I came all the way down here to get products from Massachusetts. I spent the day mostly with Nicole, whose dog Ruby is one of my dearly beloved clients, and we walked around. She showed me around because she's been here before. It was a great day. We both forgot sunscreen. We had some on our faces, but not anywhere else because we've been living in what feels like the Arctic for a while. Walked around all day. We grabbed some drinks to walk around with and drink I've never been made such a strong drink before. I couldn't finish it, and I had it right before I went to the registration for the conference, and I got there, I just had to eat bread. I was like, that bartender tried to kill me. I was, one drink does not do that to me. I'll show you my badge. This is my NAPS badge. Devon Saugstading, Dover, New Hampshire. There were a couple other people from New England, some Connecticut, some Maine. It was opening remarks, and they did awards given out to National Association of Professional Pet Sitters people. It was really cool. I've never been to a conference before. I've never been to anything like this before. So it was really interesting just adapting to a new sort of situation. I'm used to performance places, theater people. I was talking to one of my clients about the fact that I was coming to this, and she said, how nice is it gonna be to just hang out with people whose job is to be with pets and animals? She was like, they seem like the best kind of people to hang out with. And honestly, like, they are. Everyone is so open and welcoming. There are some people who talked to me today where I had a brief moment of like, have I met this person before? Like, that's how welcoming. I hadn't. But that's how welcoming and like friendly and open and kind they were. And it was a really nice first day. It's 7:37. I'm exhausted because I was out very late last night and up around 9, although I didn't leave the hotel until like 11. But tomorrow's day starts at 8, and it's a 15-minute walk from here. So I'm gonna need to get up even earlier, which I'm not looking forward to, but I will do. And tomorrow is a full day of learning opportunities and networking opportunities. My hair is going through such an evolution today. I don't know what. Oh no. I mean, we've seen the evolution of these bangs today. They are what they are. So it's early. I do need to go out and I'm gonna get gumbo or jambalaya or something with crawfish tonight. I'm not really sure what, but I think I'm going to spend the night in. I don't think I can hear the party from inside. I think I'm gonna stay in. I'm gonna rest tonight because I really want to take advantage of tomorrow, and I was very tired today in the conference, and I want to be on my game for tomorrow. And I want to be able, after tomorrow night, I want to be able to go out with people and not be absolutely exhausted. I just think outside on a Friday night on Bourbon Street is not where I want to be. I think I'm going to pick up this mess because it looks like I came in here, ripped my everything apart and just threw it all over the place. And I'm gonna calm my life down, get my act together, go on Pet Pocketbook, respond to some messages, make sure everything is hunky-dory back home, and then it's time to go out, try to get some food.
But then the fire alarm went off.
Attention, attention, an emergency has been reported. All occupants go to the nearest exit and await instructions.
And it ushered me out of my room. Weirdly enough, even though it went off for a while, 4 of us ran into each other in the hallway, not people from the conference or anything, just other guests at the hotel. And when we got to the first floor, the alarm was off and everyone was just standing around. And we were like, hello? And the guys at the front were just like, oh yeah, it was a false alarm. We were like, okay, so if we hadn't have come out this door and just seen you right here, if we had like run onto the street, like we wouldn't know. Cool. But the cool thing about that was the stairwell had launched me out into the lobby of the Royal Sonesta, and in the hotel there is the Jazz Playhouse.
You're so sweet when you stir it up. When I drink and sips from your tasty lips, seems the honey barely drips your affection. Goodness knows you're my honey struggle rose.
I heard jazz music, there were people eating and watching a show, and I spoke to the man out front and I was like, oh, what's going on? And he said, you know, it's the show, didn't tell me what kind of show, but the next show is at 9:30. You can get your tickets on this website. And I was like, oh, interesting, okay, thank you. And It was burlesque. And I went up to my room and was like, you know what? If I can get myself ready in about 20 minutes, I'm gonna go down there by myself, go see the burlesque show, have a drink, I think I had seafood gumbo, and just enjoy time alone. I do really love being by myself. I think it's a skill, and it's a skill that I have greatly honed. Post-pandemic, I definitely enjoy the company of others more than I used to, but I'm still really good at being alone and enjoying my own company. So I went to the burlesque show, and I enjoyed it, and I had a great night.
I put a spell on you.
And then I went up and tried to go to sleep quickly because the next morning was an early one.
I'm running late. I will show you more when I get there.
Prioritize getting coffee and getting food before conferences, before all of these lectures, because halfway through I was so hungry that I was no longer paying attention and getting the full benefit out of what I was there for. Luckily, we had a pretty long lunch break, and Nicole and I went to have some of the greatest tacos I've ever had. And I filled up enough that I could go back and absorb all of the information that these specialists were giving us. They had a lawyer come in to talk about some legal things that we all experience. They had a representative of a scouting program who finds walkers for big companies. He was there to discuss how to build a team. And Fana Easter was there to talk about separation anxiety. And I actually brought so much information home from that presentation from her that I have then relayed to some of my clients who really hopefully will benefit from that information. The last talk of the day was from Megan and Colin from Pet Sitter Confessional. I had been really looking forward to that one because I've spent so much time with them keeping me company in my car. It was really interesting to be in the room and see the voices come out of bodies, and it was great to be able to connect and see how many people there love them and use them as such an invaluable resource. That night, Nicole and I went out again. We had dinner. I got to cross some things off of my to-do list, like have fried oysters, because being from New Hampshire, I've had raw oysters, but I have never had fried oysters, and I can't even tell you how many times I've watched this video of the oysters sizzling on the plate. And I had alligator, which I had been dying to have, and I don't know if it was the spices or what, but this was some of the best food I have ever had. And then at the end, it was a beignet and banana fry sort of dessert that honestly gave me my life.
I just want to be honest, every time I film one of these, I push all of my dirty laundry that is just lying around the room out of frame. It's just collected. Well, I did not really record that much tonight. The conference was fun today. It was a long day. I'm gonna take my shoes off. It was like 8 to 6. I got there around 9. Was not there the whole time, but virtually. And all the lectures today, or speeches, or whatever you call those, I don't know, presenters, they were all fun. They were good. I learned a lot today. We had, let me see if I can remember everybody. Oh, the first one was Fina, let me see. I want to say Fina Barbital, but that's a drag queen and a drug. The first person we had talking to us today was Fina Easter, and her business is Positive Pooch Behavior. She talked to us about separation anxiety and what we can do as, what am I, pet sitters to help and support our clients who have pets who have separation anxiety. And she taught us the things that we can recognize in the pets and the ways that we can help our clients, the language to use, the resources to direct them to. She was really cool. I really vibed with her a lot. I'm looking forward to seeing more of her material, looking her up more. I'm sure I will recommend her. I have clients in mind to speak to about her already. That's who we started with. And then after that, we had someone from pet butler spoke to us today about marketing, and we had someone speak to us about team building, and we had someone speak to us. Ooh, we had a lawyer today that spoke to us about the difference between an independent contractor and an employee, and the ways to, you know what she really talked about was the ways that the law makes it very difficult to navigate and understand what is going on, and all of the different loopholes and everything, all the ways you can get it wrong, all the ways you can try to get it right. She just proved that the government just makes it as hard as possible to really do anything. But she was very helpful. I took a lot of notes. It was a really fun day. And then Nicole and I went and we got dinner. Then we went out, we had a couple more drinks. Outside is crazy. It's Bourbon Street, right outside my hotel. The second Nicole and I parted ways, a very drugged, drunk man wrapped his hands around my waist. And I have never, the way I reacted, short of physically hitting him, was everything I ever expected myself to do in that sort of situation. I've been very lucky to not be touched very often by strangers, but I was very proud of how I handled that. Also, everybody around us spun around when they heard me say, "Don't fucking touch me." I felt protected-ish in that moment, but also my hotel was right around the corner, or not right around the corner, it was right there. So I waited until he kept going, and then I went inside. This is a really interesting place to be. Can't say that I'm loving being specifically here on Bourbon Street. I think I would be having a different experience if I was in a different hotel somewhere further out from Bourbon Street. I don't want to be any older experiencing this, so I suppose this is the youngest I could ever be to come here and do this now. Does that make any sense? I've had a couple drinks tonight. I'm about to pour myself some wine. I think get in the shower, especially after that dude touched me, like and we've been walking around for a while. I'm sweaty, I'm breaking out because the humidity here mixed with me wearing makeup. I did put on a face of makeup this morning, you saw it, but it has come off. But look at the color that I got yesterday walking around. We don't have sun in New England in the winter, so I have been very pale lately. So I have appreciated the little color I got, even though right now it's just a sunburn. They got, I guess, a foot of snow back home today. So I'm very glad to be here and not there. But we have one more day tomorrow. It's 8 to 12, something like that. Nicole goes home tomorrow night, and she has really been my rock here of someone I can hang out with and talk to. And when I feel overwhelmed talking to new people, I just kind of scoot back and sit next to her. And people, I think I work for Pet Pocketbook because I just sat behind the table today. But I'm very happy to promote them. I love Pet Pocketbook. They've saved my life, honestly, and I'm their biggest fan. Tomorrow, she goes home. I think, and if I don't do this, I'm still keeping it in, because if I don't do this, it's because I was a baby and scared. Tomorrow, I really, really want to get my palm read, but I want to go alone because I feel I'm judging myself enough. I don't need anyone else around me to judge me. I mean, I ate all my food I wanted to eat. I don't know if these exist. I would love to get Gemma alligator dog treats. Again, I don't know if they exist. I was eating alligator tonight and I looked up if dogs could have it, and I guess it's like a superfood. It's really, really good for you. It's a good meat. It's high in vitamins and I don't know, whatever. It's good for you. Because I don't think Gemma's gonna play with the toy, but I'd love to bring her something home, you know? I'd love to just get her a treat. So alligator treats are on my list. We'll see if I find anything. But I think for tonight, I'm just gonna hear the people literally in the room next door. I didn't have that problem before. It's really weird. It's so loud. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna take a shower and get in bed and go to sleep because I have to supposedly be there at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, which is not gonna happen. I'm gonna try to get there a little earlier than I did today. And with coffee in hand. I need to get up and get coffee. We'll see how this goes in the morning. All right, good night.
Our last day was a half day. We had a couple more lectures, including Arden Moore, who was telling us her MacGyver tips to animal safety. And because I filmed some of these clips for her use, because I figured maybe she didn't have a lot of videos of her giving this presentation, she actually gave me a copy of her book. and she signed it for me, and it's super, super adorable. It says, "To Devon, dogs are great." It's just the cutest. Look at how cute this book is. It's designed so well. Another invaluable resource to dogs and their personalities and their behavior and the way they communicate, and I was just really appreciative of that. And it's another example of like a connection that I wouldn't have made without going to the conference. Arden also has her own YouTube channel. You can check it out right here. You can go see what she's up to. I learned so much about running a business at this conference, doing my taxes and communicating with clients and doing all of the administration work obviously makes me feel like a business owner, but being at a conference, traveling for work, and learning from all these professionals and these leaders in our industry, it was the first time that my confidence kind of overcame my imposter syndrome. I felt very much like a grown-up and a very fancy business owner. I'm not sure why my camera just stopped recording. I felt very much like a grown-up and a very fancy business owner, although that feeling was quickly squashed because when I would tell people that I was there for a conference, they would say, "Oh, are you a cardiologist?" "No, I'm a pet sitter." There was obviously another conference going on. Not quite the one I was at though. So with the rest of that last day ahead of me, I again just kind of headed out on my own and crossed off some more food desires that I had wanted to try. I went out and I had fried crawfish, which was delicious, but apparently I did not register the fact that it was fish, like haddock is fish, and fried haddock makes me sick every time I eat it. And we'll skip that part of the story. The rest of the night, I just enjoyed being in New Orleans and enjoyed walking around and buying souvenirs for people back home, and I was on a hunt to find Gemma alligator treats because I was not about to bring her another toy she wasn't going to play with, but that these alligator treats that I had brought home for her have quickly become some of her favorites. I was up early again the next morning to pack up, pick up my hotel room, and head to my Uber. And maybe I just don't take enough Ubers, but both of my drivers while I was in New Orleans were so nice and funny and kind and helpful and just very sweet, very, very sweet men. Thank you very much to humans for driving me around and being nice. As is usual with me, I went directly from the airport when I got home to a client's house. I was doing overnights for Sadie with Gemma, not something I do very often anymore, but coming back from the conference directly to work was just very rejuvenating and made me feel very excited. I was very excited for what I have coming up and what I was going to implement from what I learned at the conference into my business. And I was excited to see the ways that it was going to improve and change my business for the year. If you have ever wanted to go to a conference, I cannot encourage you enough. You just need to go. No matter how big your business is, no matter how new you are, no matter if you feel way too established to learn anything, whether you have employees or if it's just you, I promise there will be things for you to learn. You will get valuable information, valuable contacts, you will network, and you'll have these new experiences in these new cities that are just invaluable. The NAPS conference next year is going to be in Savannah, Georgia, and I already know that I'm going to go. So if you know anything about Savannah, Georgia, please let me know in the comments. What should I go do? What should I see? I think I have to eat a peach or something. And if you're interested in going too, connect with me. I would love to see you there. I would love to connect with you. Do you think I missed out on anything in New Orleans? I know that I should have gone on a swamp tour, and I really wanted to go for a ghost tour, but maybe if I ever go back to that city, which I don't know, man, it was pretty scary. That place was intense. It was like scary Disney World is how I kept describing it, because walking down Bourbon Street, it feels like you're in Disney World. It's got like it just feels like it's all set up, but everyone is drunk and on drugs and just scary. So I don't know, but I got this great shirt from there. I really appreciated the shirt and the music and The stores and the people were really nice, and the food was incredible. If you think I missed anything in New Orleans while I was there, let me know. If there are enough, maybe I'll go back someday. Another thing I want to hear in the comments is if there is something that is either a tangible roadblock or a mental roadblock that has been keeping you back from going to conferences. Let me know. I experienced the same thing, but you really just gotta nosedive right in. You won't regret it. It was so fun. I'm so grateful to have done that so early in my business as well, so I can start off on the right foot. Anyway, that's it. That's my story of how I went to my first conference in New Orleans. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.